Wednesday. Happy to be here. First time ever. I feel like I've been part of a live bootleg show. So I don't know if any of you just saw this, but on LinkedIn, Jeff Rogers just posted his National Speakers Association championship video that was bootlegged by the wonderful friend and mentor David Newman, and it showed Jeff's winning performance out there. And I was fortunate enough to be able to coach him on one of that, and wanted to talk a little bit about what we did to get there. But I get to see the winning video, which is great. And we're doing a deep dive of that. So what we did essentially is we took this 15-minute idea that Jeff had and he'd used in the past, and it had to go down to 5 minutes, and it had to have a business application and the different things that you do along the way. That Jeff is fabulous, but when you're amazing, sometimes you don't see what other people see. And so you need to have help. You need to have a coach. You need to have people that see things for you. If anybody wants to come in here and talk about it, joinraylive.com right here. I'd be happy to have you come in and do that. You come into our green room, and then I'll promote you. You can come sit here and talk with me. But we're doing the three of us. Fortunately, Mike Davis, Jeff Rogers, and myself. Mike and I helped him with the speech. And we're doing a deep dive on Monday about how to do this whole process. But you can take any life occurrence, add your special sauce to it. And if you don't have that special sauce, then it's just an occurrence in life. But if you do what you're supposed to do, and you kind of look at the good side of it, the inside of it, then you can take it and create this message that people take away with it. Because if you look at charisma in general, and Jeff is full of charisma. He's got an amazing, full of a lot of things, but charisma is one of them. And one of the things that was amazing that he could do is take this simple situation of being in Macy's and being mistaken for a person that works there, and turn that into a lifelong message that has business implications. And one of my favorite bosses ever could watch a row of ants climbing up a wall, and the next sales meeting we had a row of ants climbing up a wall is something that we use to increase sales in the business. And that's what you can do with you take your personal occurrences and you look at it. When I was in 5th grade, I was very, very shy, and my teacher made me the star of the play and took me from where I was to an amazing life course. And I took that and I turned it into a signature speech that I have that I'll be giving tonight in Petaluma if you'd like to come out to West Side Stories. But that's just self-promo for me. So I don't know if Elaine wants to come. We have Elaine Lung, another great improv person, nice coach, worked with her a lot. I don't know if she wants to come on forward and come on to the stage. I don't see her picture there in the backstage. She's probably nibbling on a Dove bar, having a little sitting in the hot tub back there. It's an amazing thing we've got there. If you come on in, join Ray Live, you get to test out the charcuterie board. But let's bring Elaine on and see what she has to say. Elaine Long, so good to see you.
Hey, Ray.
How are you?
Here. Am I mute? I'm not muted. Okay.
I'm
good.
You are
live.
live.
I'm streaming with you. How about that?
Yeah.
Streaming in the StreamYard.
We're going across StreamYard. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook right now. We've got all kinds of things. If you have questions about things, did you get a chance to see Jeff's speech? I just saw you put it up.
Not yet. I want to see it. So you're the first who's described it. He's in Macy's and he got a life lesson because someone thought he worked there. Yeah. So I'm excited to see it.
He has giant problems. That's a key phrase to remember, giant problems. And his name is not Steve. So those are all key things from that. But I'm excited because on next Monday, Mike and I, who helped him work on this thing, are going to have a 90-minute workshop on how to do this and what it takes to create a winning speech like that, and also creating something that just happens in life and make it work for business. And it's not as hard as people think it is. And there's certain things, there's steps and structure to it, and you put a little bit of joy on there. And one of the best things that Jeff did is when you get coached, it's your speech still. And if you don't feel like the things the coaches are telling you, you reject that and you use what your gut says to you, because when push comes to shove, when you go out to have bourbon, you don't care what the ingredients are inside the bottle. You care about the name on the outside of the bottle, and that's what people see. So I just thought of that bottle analogy. How was that?
Nice. Yeah. I'll think about it next time I go out for bourbon.
So Elena's a fabulous improv coach that I've had the opportunity to talk quite a bit with. And what do you think some of the key things are about making stories better and more intriguing for people, Elaine?
Okay, better and more intriguing. So where my mind went first was like where to find them, right?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
that's where. So I thought I was getting ready to answer that question. So I'll do it two parts. So step one is finding the stories, and so you need to capture them. And usually, if something sticks in my mind as an experience that I had, or it bugs me, or it emotionally involves me in some way, I'll write it down. And even if I don't know where it's going to go, and then I take it to someone else and I tell it, and I said, is this interesting? And they'll tell me yes or no, and then I'll take it on and develop it further and engage someone like you, like you're a coach of mine. So to take it in front of people, Toastmasters, and test it and say, does this interest you? What and identify those missing parts. So now you're on the way to finding what makes it interesting. But asking for feedback, what what questions do you have? What intrigues you? And getting feedback from the audience on that. And then if it still touches you, if you still like telling it, you see the message, it gets you on fire with the passion. It sounds like that's what happened with Jeff and your boss with the ants. If you see an application and you can take it in front of an audience and give them something with it, then move forward with it.
And I wrote an article for Toastmaster magazine about
Mm,
finding stories, and I went to some of the past world champions and people who'd gone very far in the world championship and asked them, I know you get this asked a lot, where do you find your stories, but what would your simple answer to be? And the best answer came from past world champion Jim Key.
mm.
And I put him in the article. It says, I live life and I pay attention.
Yeah.
And it literally, what you do, if you think of something that you value and something that is very important. In Jeff's case, one of the key things is that our ability to play and our ability to respond are two things that we control. And life is really about your response ability, right? That's part of the speech there. And so if you take that idea of responsibility and you figure out, what have I done in my life where I had to hold some responsibility? Where was I accountable? What did I do that went different and above and beyond? So that key thing is different. And when you create a difference, one of my favorite definition of humor is a benign violation of a norm that surprises you. But really, if you just look at the concept of benign surprise, if you have benign surprise, you create smiles everywhere you go, because people see things a little differently because of what you said. So when was a time that you saw something differently than someone else? And if you remember that time in your life, then you can take that and nurture it and turn it into some form of cool story, cool lesson, cool message that you can connect back to that story, which people remember stories. And one of the coolest statistics I ever saw, and it came from Michael Davis, my co-coach on this thing, who will also be there on Monday at 9 a.m. And I'll put the link in the, whatever you call it, the little thing down there. I could put it on here, but nobody's going to copy it on this thing here. I'll just put it in the replay. And one of the things he said is that it was a London Business School study that said that when people talk, if I talk to you for an hour, you remember 3% of what gets said. If I put a shiny object behind me, like PowerPoint, it goes up to about 10 or 15%, depending on how cool and how shiny it is. If I tell you a story, you remember half of what I say. But if that story is funny, then you remember 70%. So it's almost like a bonus for being funny. And oh my God, I mentioned his name. It was like Beetlejuice. Look who's here.
I heard you joining from Eastern Pennsylvania in the middle of the country.
Look how
Ooh.
how hardcore we are about the joy of doing this. That Michael Davis in Pennsylvania. Are you there? Are you there as part of the political campaign? Because I know there's a lot of people in Pennsylvania today. So I thought maybe.
Yeah, I'm clearing clearing people out of the way for the candidates. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Or I could be here getting ready to speak with 18 CEOs about presentation skills, which I think we'll go with that one.
Wow.
Yeah, you are. You're the 18 person speaking in front of CEOs kind of person.
Yes. Hey, because I've been traveling till 5 minutes ago. I watched the video of the competition at NSA, and Ray, just as we believed, his ability and his comfort in front of a large crowd paid off. That was the best version I've ever seen of that speech.
Yeah, and it was really neat to see the different pieces that were changed and how they worked, and a couple lines. I'm going, oh, okay, yeah, that worked out really, really well. But we can only surmise when we're looking at it and practicing, and talking to Jeff. It's when he gets to come in and just deliver the goods that you see that, oh my God, this is so great.
Well, he mentioned, hi Elaine, by the way. Well, what he talked about was we created a 4-minute and 20-second story, and it went 5 minutes. And I saw right where the moment where he wasn't ready for it was when he asked, "You ever had a giant problem?"
Yes.
And you could hear it, how it rolled back and then rolled forward again. And that was 10 seconds he didn't anticipate.
And here's a big fan right here just saying, Chad Betts saying Michael Davis for 2024.
I don't know, Mike. You don't want to touch that stuff. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Chad Betts is the author of the second mouse gets the cheese. So good friend.
How close did he come to the end? How close did Jeff come to the 5 minutes? Because and how like strict were they about ending at 5 minutes?
They're very strict, and he went 5-0-0.
Yeah. What one of the judges said is I was watching, and as your last word, want to play, came out, when play came out, the clock went from 4:59 to 5. That's how close it was.
Yeah.
That's how close it was to us not being here talking about it right now.
Or we would be here talking about, be very careful about your time when you're given a presentation with limits.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing because his strength of being in front of 1,500 people allowed him to do that. And you really have to, one of the things that people don't know about this presentation is how much Jeff worked on it, practiced it, went over and over and over, and his ability to be in the moment with his presentation, not trying to remember each word that he says along the way, that created that 5 minute masterpiece.
It did.
Which was actually 4 minutes, 20 seconds long. Yeah. That to me is the biggest lesson here, and how hard he worked on making it short so that it could go long.
Well, our friend Mark Brown, past world champion in CSP, has said for years, take a 6-minute story and turn it into a 7-minute masterpiece. Most people try to take 8 minutes and cram them into 7.
Yeah.
And Jeff did his 4:20 and turned it into a 5-minute masterpiece.
And just to be clear for everybody who doesn't know, the 7-minute story, you actually have 30 more seconds of buffer after the 7. So
in the Toastmasters world.
In the Toastmasters world, which is not the NSA world. It was 5 hard stuff. Yeah.
And it's so important in NSA because they're professionals. And when you're hired to do a presentation, meeting planners want to know you can stick to that time frame.
And I was trying to explain to somebody for an event that I was doing who is a Toastmaster, said, well, yeah, we've got the world championship. And I said, well, so Jeff just won the National Speakers Association contest, which is kind of like the world championship, but for professional speakers. So I think it's kind of a bigger deal. It doesn't have the world on it because it's a national association. I probably just pissed off some Toastmasters. That's all right, though.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Look, If you don't piss somebody off, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah. And if they truly are upset and want to talk to me about it, they can come on now at joinraylive.com, or they can join us on Monday, the 19th at 9 a.m. Mike and I will be doing a deep dive on this story. And we just got word, and this is so cool, Jeff Rogers will be joining us as our very special guest. So you can talk to the champ, and you can talk to, like, we're like the corner people. We're like his cut guy.
That's right.
We're like, you're Mickey and I'm the cut guy.
I can't see the other speakers. It doesn't matter. Get out there.
Get out there, kid. Hit him with a giant problem. Tell him your name's not Steve. Let's go, kid. You can do it.
You got this. And I was thinking maybe Saturday we could do a brief call like this too for folks who couldn't be here today.
Yeah, I'm game. I'm down.
Yeah, because we get to be in the presence of the champ once a week.
Well, and the cool thing is, like, you know, when he comes on the screen, it's not like it used to be. He would just come on the screen like you and I, but now there's like an aura behind him, and it's kind of like when Apollo Creed enters during Rocky. There's like bands playing, and good God, hey! You know, you got James Brown going off there, so,
and he's never on time anymore. I mean, come on.
Well,
he's a busy guy.
He was never on time before he was the world champion.
That's true. That's true. He's not on time or more now.
I was gonna say he's closer to being on time because
he's not here to defend himself. So
yeah, you guys are all like, yeah, come on, he's not here.
Well, it's just like if he was here, we do the same thing when he is.
But I'm looking forward to Monday, because taking that final product and going back in time and deconstructing and reverse engineering it from what had the pieces in there. And Jeff he did a decent job of self-editing, but none of us is great at editing our material.
No.
Chopping, cutting, and he got some great insight also from a couple of Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, he did.
And it just goes to show you need a team.
Yeah, and what I told him.
What is happening Monday? So you're going to reverse engineer Jeff's?
We are reverse engineering it with Jeff, and talking about the things that have to happen to take, to not only win a contest. So all you Toastmasters out there that want to win contests, come on out and take a look at this, because it's going to be well worth it. And also to take a idea that it's a great story, but where's the business application, and finding that business application and putting it into the story that just makes it amazing. So it's a great story that becomes an amazing business story. And that's the secret sauce to this whole thing, is taking your moments in life and putting a business application to it, giving an award-winning performance, and then that creates more money for you. So it'll be a money talk, it'll be a funny talk, and it'll be a honey talk, which makes your message stick. So I'm rhyming today, and I'm keep going with it.
Man, I'm gonna go on that one. So I will see everybody on Monday. Have a great week, and if the next Toastmasters World Champion happens to be watching this, congratulations!
Oh my God,
that'll be crowned Saturday.
And if you want to be the Toastmasters World Champion in 2025, give us a call.
Or the NSA second last story standing winner.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you're in Northern California, you need to talk to me, because I'm running the contest. I'm chairing the contest.
Oh, nice.
Again. Yeah, I did last year, and I am again this year. I'm chairing the NorCal contest. So I'm going to tell everybody to dial in on Monday and listen to the champ.
Absolutely. And I just love what Chad said. Hey, Chad, by the way, too many business people give a laundry list. I was working with a client this week, and he said something that helped us create a new mantra. Ray, you would have been so proud of me. You're rubbing off on me. He said he was trying to work in a third piece of material, and he finally gave up and said, Michael, I just decided to do an exercise instead. And I thought, that's it. Exercise over information.
Nice.
Given the choice, always do an exercise to involve your audience because they will experience the point you're trying to make. They don't need more information from us. They need a little bit, but then they need our perspective on that and how they can apply it.
And the key concept that Mike just talked about there is whatever you're doing, take the time to clarify what you want to be done, simplify it, and then you can amplify it. And that's what an exercise will do. Or that statement that you made, exercise over information. It just makes things so clear and people follow you and they can go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. It's fantastic.
That's it. So, all right, we'll dive into this Monday. Elaine, great to see you. Great to see your words, Chad. And hope to see everybody Monday.
All right, Michael. Thank you very much.
See you.
And Elaine, we're gonna end on that. I think this has been a great little time together, and thank you so much for coming on. Your contributions are invaluable to this, and I love chatting with you all the time. I'm going to put the link so you can come on. Anybody that's on here that was watching this, the link we'll put on. The event that we were doing has a price tag of $197, but the link I'm going to put in the other thing is for $97. So you guys all get a special bonus on that. So anybody that share it with them. We'll be there. We'll talk about it and we'll have some fun on Monday. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be an unbelievable event. Come on and meet the champ. Ask questions. Ask the questions of Mike and I, although I know everybody's going to want to talk to Jeff and everything. But the question is, will he get, I talk to him so much. Will he get a word in edgewise? Who knows? I'm sure we'll find a way. But as always, Wednesday is awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you're just watching this on replay and you've got questions for Elaine, Elaine right there, elainelung.com. Or if you put them in the comments, I will make sure she gets them. We always have a lot of people look at these things afterward. If you have questions for me, put them in there. Mike Davis or Jeff Rogers. I'll throw that out there for you. Any questions, Jeff Rogers, I'll make sure he gets them and gets them answered for you. So it's fantastic. Awesome.